Welcome to another Teaching Tidbits episode. The topic of today is how to create a healthy, safe learning environment. And for that, we're happy to welcome Fabián, who is the Director of Health and Wellness at Hostos Community College. And we're very happy to have an expert on the field who's going to be talking to us about all of the different resources and all of the different information that we have for faculty and students to make sure that we achieve a healthy and safe environment. Welcome, Fabián.
Thank you for having me.
As we start today with this conversation, we wanted to just have a conversation about what the institution has, what the institution provides for our students to have this environment.
So at the college, we have really a wide array of services from the counseling center that supports students with any emotional challenges they might experiencing, to single-stop services where they can go and help and apply for food stamps or search for a food pantry if they're hungry. We have the health and wellness services that really supports them through any kind of challenges they might have related to their health. We also have a domestic violence program. We have a program for students that are parents. So a lot of these services that we provide on campus for students are really to support them to stay in college and to persist in college and graduate.
How do we identify, or what would be the most common cases or issues in the classroom?
Some of the common issues might be related to attendance and punctuality, where a student does not show up to class frequently, misses many classes, or is frequently late. You might have some behaviors in the classroom where you have a student falling asleep, or might become argumentative with another student, or argumentative with the faculty. There are more extreme cases where you have students becoming aggressive or verbally aggressive in the classroom, and those are cases that happen here and there, and something that we can definitely address. So it really depends on the situation. It really varies, but behaviors can change based on what's happening in the classroom and also how that faculty might be managing their classroom behavior.
What would be the process as a faculty member? What would be the advice for them on how to manage this type of issues?
Sure. So I think it's really important in the beginning of each semester in each class to really go over what are the ground rules of our course. And a lot of that is on the syllabus, but you might find students that just don't really read that part of the syllabus. So I think it's important to have that conversation in the classroom with the students and having them engage in that conversation. It's just not that these are the rules, but what are your thoughts about these rules? Is there anything that's missing? Should I add something to our ground rules? Because I think once you incorporate the students into that conversation, they take responsibility. And then at a certain point, then they agree, okay, these are the ground rules, we're going to follow these regulations, and we're going to comply and really work to creating this healthy environment for learning for our classmates and for ourselves. I think the more information we know, and the more we incorporate and engage and empower students into this conversation, I think it's going to be a better and more livelier experience for both faculty and the students.
Let's assume that these common issues escalate. What could a faculty member do?
So it really depends on the particular case and the student that might be escalating. I think the first thing you want to do is speak to the student and ask them privately after the class, if possible, to have a conversation with them about the behavior that the faculty may have noticed that was possibly, disruptive in the classroom. And it really depends on how that student responds to that conversation. If they're apologetic and and really, they might disclose that something's happening, and then here is a great opportunity to engage them and refer them to services on campus. If they're resistant, then I would highly recommend getting in touch with public safety, calling them up, who can also get in touch with the Dean of Student Life, where they can meet with the student individually and explain the rules that we have in the college and certain behaviors that we all want to live by in the Hostos community. So it really depends on that particular case, but I do think that if there is an escalated situation in the classroom, faculty should be prepared to call public safety right away, and public safety is the first person to reach out to. That number is 6888. I would recommend every faculty member put it into their cell phones, but I would definitely recommend not kind of embarrassing that student and creating that environment in the classroom where you might be that person might feel attacked and become defensive. So really try to have that conversation privately or alone with the student if possible. If that doesn't work, then I would definitely contact public safety.
With this, we want to really thank Fabián for coming for this episode. There's great information, and we will also be connecting additional information that was created so that you're able to identify the different places, the different processes, to make sure that then at the end of the day, we work all together to make sure that then we have a healthy and safe learning environment for our students. And with this, until the next teaching tidbit, thank you, Fabián.
Thank you.